Hello and welcome to Crusader Kings 3 at Game of Thrones. Before we dive into this new series, I just want to say a big thank you to the developers for giving me early access. I do not think I've been this excited for the Game of Thrones playthrough since the first one I ever did on the channel. I'm just excited. I don't have words. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump in. The main menu is looking bloody amazing, by the way. It's so beautiful. In fact, when you open the game, it's actually animated as well. But you guys will see that when you gain access on the 23rd. Right, let's go ahead and start ourselves a new game. For those of you who don't know, we did do a 3-hour live stream to create our custom character. If you don't want to go back and watch all of that, then check the pinned comment. I have written a very short story which kind of recaps Elric of House Wynter and how he's gotten to where we are now. So without further ado, let's go ahead and play as any ruler. We're going to be playing in the Rogue Prince start date. I'm so excited that I forget what I'm doing to set everything up here. Man, the dragons are finally here. It's been a long wait, but I assure you guys it's worth it. So for those of you who don't know, we are going to be starting over here on the island of Skagos. So let's go ahead and create our own ruler. I think I do have a preset saved here. And I think I am running a few sub mods. The developers advised me not to because this is still kind of a beta. But you guys know me. I never listen to good advice. So if we run into any issues, it's probably my fault. But these are the traits that we are going to be starting with. And of course, the new dragonrider trait, which we will look into in more detail in the moment. Right, we need our dynasty flag. I have decided to go with the unicorn. And of course, we are Elric of House Wynter. And our words are fire from frost. Let's go ahead and lock that one in. I'm also going to rename our starting county to Suvion Isle. And for those of you who don't know who Suvion is, you shall see soon enough. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a nice blue here. How about that? I think that is perfect to start things off here. Let's go ahead and lock him in. He's looking fine, but we can get him some good armor in the moment. As for game rules, I am going to stick everything on default. But let's go into the health. And we will change random harm events to safe. And we're also going to turn plague frequency to very rare. And then I think I have no idea where this is. I need to find legends. I want to turn down the cost of legends because they're very, very expensive. Is it in difficulty? Is it in tweaks maybe? It could be here. Legend cost. There we go. Let's go ahead and set those to very low. Other than that though, we are going to keep everything else on the default settings. So let's go ahead and load in to the new world. And of course, our new dynasty has now been officially born. Greetings, my lord. The Citadel sent me once they received word of your rise to lordship. No, I am not your maester. I am here to make a record of your new station and the birth of your new house. That is if you will allow me to make such a record for the Citadel. Do you know what? I think first, let us record our dynasty's appearance, because I would like to have some strong seeds within our dynasty. This event we will save for afterwards. That's the juicy dragon stuff. Use the menu to select the aspects of your dynasty's strong seed appearance. You may select one custom strong seed from each category. You may use the character on the right as an example of each item looks like in terms of color or size. I'm so excited I can barely bloody read. Right, for the hair, I want to set it to black hair. And I'm also going to set the height to the small tall one. So we're going to be similar height to the Baratheons. As for ears and eyes, I will leave that completely random. So let's go ahead and finish this up. And now, let's tell the maester of our brief history, because we need our dynasty to be written into the annals of history so that they will remember us for generations to come. Pardon me, I am curious your appearance and manners. Do you perhaps hail from Dragonstone, Driftmark, or Claw Isle? The maester asks rather boldly. So I could say yes, but I am a dragon seed. So you have some of the dragon's blood in your veins. The blood of House Targaryens, as well as other Valyrian houses, has through the eras been mixing with their local smallfolk, through amorous adventurers of lords and ladies. The blood ties have been so strong that in the past, the so-called dragon seeds have been able to even ride dragons. So we gain a little bit of prestige if I can click on that. And the Wynter dynasty gains the blood of old Valyria, which is important. We do need this to ride dragons. So the blood of old Valyria is still strong in this dynasty's veins. We gain diplomacy. We got a small health boost. And inbreeding chance is minus 95%. So if we wanted to, we can marry our family members, which we may have to do if we want to have more of my children and their children being dragon riders themselves. So let's say yes, I am a dragon seed, but I am not a Targaryen. Let's not get that mixed up. This will not take long. It is for a summary of your house birth, not an in-depth history or ambition. Shall we start with how you obtained your lordship in your past life? I think out of all of these, there's only one that kind of makes sense, and it's this one. I am an orphan. My parents' deeds and death brought me my lordship. Of course, this isn't entirely true, but it's the closest one that fits with our story, because, of course, my mother died when I was but 5, and I never knew my father. So the deed that earned the title was either your father's or mother's, maybe both, but came at the cost of their life. Through their sacrifice, you now have a higher station in life. I gain a little bit of prestige, some piety. I gain a dynasty-born orphan for 35 years. So general opinion is actually minus 10. But I do gain dynasty opinion and monthly diplomacy lifestyle experience. And Lord Benjen, so the Lord Paramount of the North, will gain 30 opinion of me as well, which is actually kind of nice to start things off. Some new lords wish to pay tribute to someone who is close to them in the record of their house. Do you have anyone you wish to honor as such? I have no one. I have lived a lonely life, a lonely upbringing. The only one I have is my Suvion, who we will get to shortly. The Maester quickly makes some scribbles of all I had told him. Once done, he looks up at me from the notes. Well, this should suffice for a summary, my lord. I wish you the best going forward, says the Maester with a bow. And so begins the birth of my house. Or we could ask him to stay as our Maester, which I think we will need. Otherwise, we're going to have to pay for one anyway. And we don't start with very much gold. So please, Mr. Seneschal Cray, stay as my Maester. And join me for my great destiny. And now we move on to the juicy stuff. The thing that everyone wants to see. It is time to carve out my place in the world as a new dragon rider. From the skies I shall write the very passages of history with fire and blood as my quill and ink. But what kind of dragon shall I reign with? Do I desire a young yet battle-ready dragon eager to fly? Or a great leviathan with which to rain doom and death? I have already decided that I am going to go for a young dragon, which means we're gonna have to be a little bit patient because we need time for him to grow. We need to bond with him, or her, we don't know yet. But we also need to train them in battle. They're going to be very inexperienced. So we're going to go with a young dragon. And there they are, guys. The first look at dragons. Aren't they beautiful? This dragon is fully grown from its time as a hatchling, but still has a long road ahead of it. It shall grow with every step of the journey and every beat of its wings. The dragon's fires are hot yet untested. But that would not remain the case for long. And of course, we are going to go with the name Suvion, which is Valyrian for ice. And looking at that, we need to change the appearance because this isn't going to do. Guys, the developers have gone way... I don't know what to say. It's amazing. You'll see. So below is a list of every possible appearance attribute for this dragon. Each attribute has a maximum value of 100 and a minimum of 0. And as you can see, you have all the colors and highlights, but you can also change the size of dragons. So if you wanted a super long tail, like a super long neck, you could do that. You know, if you wanted to give them like a Vega super like dropey neck, like old neck, you could do this as well. You could make them beefy. You could do whatever you want. I'm probably going to keep the appearance somewhat the same. If we look at them there, we can actually get a clearer view in the character window. Oh, isn't it amazing? So I'm going to set this... I think I set it here. No, I'm going to go all the way down. So I want my dragon to be white. So let's go ahead and set that to 0. We can ignore the hue. And then the highlight, if I can remember here, I think I set this to like 50. And then we're going to go 5 at a time. And we want this to be like a nice blue. So let's say 60 here. So if you want to recreate what Suvion looks like, these would be the settings you kind of need. I think I might actually drop this a little bit as well. Let's get it. Let's put 35 just so it's not super, super bright. As for the horns, I think the horns, I want the white horns as well. Look at that. Oh, it looks incredible. And everything else, I'm going to keep the same. No, I lied. How do we do this? 35 and 60. I'm going to do 35 and 60 on the eyes as well, just so that they're blue too. Isn't it amazing? We can actually make our own dragons now. Ah, I'm so excited. Hopefully we don't lose him in the first 5 episodes. That would be a bloody travesty, wouldn't it? Right, I am finished. Suvion is looking beautiful. Let's go ahead and close that because this is kind of a beta of the mod. At the moment, dragons do eat up a lot of your GPU. I think there's a patch coming later today for that, but I wanted to start recording. I'm too excited. I held it off long enough. Right, let's see. We can now look at the attitude. So, in fact, open the window back up so we can see it here. We'll look after it. It's fine. So what kind of upbringing did Suvion have? I've already looked through these. I'll go through all of them anyway, just so you guys can kind of get an overview. So we can make Suvion a feral dragon. Growing up alone amidst harsh environs, a dragon becomes as wild as any beast of nature. We could make them a natural dragon. So raised in the wilderness without guidance or training, a dragon is willful and prone to animalistic acts. This is actually the one I'm going to go for. And then you can get a trained dragon raised around people. Some dragons will retain the wild and an independent streak typical of their ilk. You can get a socialized dragon. Being appropriately challenged and coaxed throughout their growth, a dragon can be made at ease around both people and other dragons. And lastly, you can have a noble dragon. An exemplar of temperament and character, a dragon ideally raised is all any dragon rider could want in their charge. I think for us and our backstory, natural dragon makes the sense. So let's go to the next page. And we can improve their physical trait or reduce it. I'm going to keep it on default. We're not going to do anything nice there. However, I am going to give Suvion the swift trait. So some dragons are known for their speed and agility, able to outmaneuver their peers of the same size and age. I think growing up in the harsh conditions has made Suvion need to be quick to catch their prey in order to survive. So let's add the swift perk. We could also add fertile. That would help us with possibly getting more dragon eggs. However, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to make Suvion super overpowered. Kind of like my character. I like keeping them somewhat realistic. Let's go to the next page. So now, cooperative we have. I'll look through all of these as well. Let's remove that for the time being. So we can make Suvion aggressive. Quick to lash out at any creature in any situation. This dragon is notoriously known for anger. We can make them friendly. The dragon is surprisingly peaceful and considerate with most creatures and can often be calm or even playful. Solitary. The dragon is at its most effective when free from distractions and other dragons. Cooperative. This dragon is a pack animal through and through. It excels with its peers at its side. I don't think any of these quite make sense yet. Imperious. There is something almost regal about the interactions between this dragon and other dragons. It expects all a dragon and man to submit to it. And lastly, we have supporting. It seems this dragon would be happiest as one of the many working henchmen. It values being loyal over being in control. So I think I want to roleplay that me and Suvion were kind of we're the two of the same kind, you know. We are loyal to one another. We trust each other. And really, we support one another. So let's go ahead and add the supporting perk. I think you can add any 3 of these. There's 3 pages of these. But I'm going to pick one from each page. So let's remove this and this. Apologies if I'm reading through all of this. Feel free to skip ahead. But I just really want to show you guys what is on offer here. Because there's so much cool stuff. So we can have an impulsive dragon. Also, look at the art. It's cool. Attacking with reckless abandon. This dragon will often engage enemies immediately. Calculating. A patient beast, this dragon prefers to battle with its moves, well planned and focused. Voracious, with an insatiable appetite, this dragon is known to feed in excess. And lastly, we have restrained. This dragon eats less than would be expected for a dragon of its size, preserving valuable resources. I think this makes sense. Being in the north, maybe there's not always a lot of food, right? So I think Suvion being restrained would actually make a lot of sense. And then the last page of traits. Let's go ahead and look here. So we have defiant, reviling submission to any man. This dragon is likely to reject riders, orders, or chains. Accepting, curiously relaxed around people. This dragon has shown a tendency towards riders and following directions. Bloodthirsty. This dragon craves bloody conflict and is noticeably in its element as the cause of death of destruction. And then lastly, skittish. With a tendency to run from conflict, this dragon seems terribly unaware of the power within. I'm gonna go with accepting, because Suvion was accepting of me when I stumbled upon them. And I think that makes sense. And now, we can finish up creating our custom dragon. We've chosen their perks, their nature. We don't know their gender yet. And we have also chosen their name and appearance. The world is ours for the taking. Let's go ahead and take a look at Suvion. One really cool thing is, as you guys have already seen, they are characters. So we can pin them, we can interact with them. They have family trees, which I'll show you in just a moment. It's amazing. But 4 stats we haven't looked at. Dragon size, combat effectiveness, draconic dread, and temperament. So dragon size. Dragon size is the physical size of a dragon. It is a collective measure of the dragon's length, wingspan, and weight. A dragon's size will greatly affect its combat effectiveness, as well as its draconic dread and taming chance. A dragon will never stop growing, but the rate at which they do so will slow as they age. Dragons kept in a man-made dragon pit will grow slower than those that grow in the wild or in a natural dragon pit. We can't even get a dragon pit yet. So Suvion's just going to be roaming free over here, which is a little bit scary for the small folk. We also have combat effectiveness. So combat effectiveness is a measure of how effective a dragon is in combat. It is largely affected by the dragon's size, but may be influenced by traits and the experience of its dragon rider. A dragon with high combat effectiveness will be more effective in battle. So we have 75. Just try and make a mental note of these figures, because we'll take a look at all the other dragons in a moment. As you will see, we are not very good at the moment. But she has a lot of growing to be done. Draconic Dread. Draconic Dread is the dread that a dragon rather than a ruler possesses. It represents their intrinsic fear, but the creature strikes in the hearts of men. While largely reflecting the dragon's size, it can also be affected by its personality and deeds. Then lastly, we have the temperament. Temperament is the general disposition and attitude that a dragon displays. Positive value indicates a more sociable dragon, while a dragon with a negative temperament is more wild and a willful beast. A dragon's temperament will be affected by their education, personality, and experiences. Right, that's a lot of reading. Now we can start getting involved in things, but that's very cool. And if we go to the character finder, wrong button, C, there we go. Because they are characters, we can look up dragons and take a look at all of the dragons which are currently alive. Look at Vega. 183 dragon size, 186 combat effectiveness, whereas ours is a measly 66 and 75. I don't think we're challenging Vega. He looks formidable and bloody amazing. We also have Cannibal. Look at that. Man, doesn't he look cool? Good luck trying to tame him, because he has minus 55 temperament. Also very, very big. A lot of dread. Combat effectiveness. He's a tyrannic leviathan. He's a cannibal. So far from simply battling over territory or in war, Cannibal is known to cannibalize other dragons to simply sate his appetite. Hopefully he doesn't travel north. We have Dreamfire. We have Vermithor. I'm going to click through these quite fast. We have Melis, Silverwing, Caraxes with his beautiful long neck, Sheep Stealer, who sadly has the ugly trait. Grey Ghost kind of looks a little bit like Suvion. Oh, but you have really big horns here. I like that. Cyrax, we have Sunfire. We also have Sea Smoke, who does look awfully close to Suvion with the blue hair, but we've gone with a lighter blue. We have Tessarion. And then lastly, of course, we have Suvion. Oh, look at Tessarion. Nice and small and cute. But yeah, guys. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Right. We've checked the dragon. Now it's time to check on Elric. But before we do that, let's go and pull on some armor. I will be doing a special 1 hour part 1 as always. Don't worry, guys, as well. I think I need it. There's so much to go through. So what are we doing here? I can't see. Clothes. I have found some nice looking armor, which I like. I'm going to go with the dynastic Valyrian high armor. Let's also do that for our leg wear as well. I love the black and white. I think it matches Suvion in the north very well. And then we're also going to put a cloak on ourselves. I'm going to go for the Dynastic Explorer's cloak. Looking very, very, very nice. In fact, what we could do, we could go in the barber shop like here. And then I could also go to Suvion. Let's see. Let's go ahead and scroll to the bottom. I think there's something down here. If I go ahead and do this, there we go. If I do like a black background, but then change the lighting, as you can see, it's bloody beautiful. And there's even some animations there. Look at that. Man, we're gonna have so much fun. Right, Elric. Let's take a look at him. So, we are diligent. Elric does not shy away from hard work. We are stubborn, so we do not back down for anything. And we are vengeful. Elric is slow to forget a slight or someone who does him wrong. We are a skilled brawler. So, Elric has honed their combat skills through rigorous training, showing notable competence on the battlefield. He is a logistician, which is randomly rolled for us. If there's one thing Elric knows, it is how to make supplies last. Very nicely. That actually makes a lot of sense for our roleplay. And then we are Suvion's rider. So we're getting martial, prestige, more prestige, dread gain, natural dread, vassal opinion, and legitimacy gain. Dragon riders are those few men and women who have bonded a dragon, wielding that fearsome power to be their own ends. And as you can see, there's two things we can progress. So we can progress our dragon training, which gives us combat effectiveness, plus 10%. And also gives us natural dread. At level 2, we get another 10% and 15 dread. And then level 3, we get another 10% and 20 dread. Whereas if we increase the bond with our dragon, we gain diplomacy, we gain learning, we gain lifestyle experience, we gain vassal opinion, we gain martial, we gain monthly lifestyle experience again, and we gain army movement speed. I think I will start with bonding with the dragon, with Suvion, as I think that is the most important, which... if we go to Suvion and right click, we can deepen bond with them. So let's go ahead and start with this. We got a 72% success chance. I will start this. It's going to take 2 years. And we should start getting some events as well. Let's go ahead and lock in the prowess lifestyle. I think let's go with... so we could get prowess and captains. Advantage plus 5 would be good. Mastering the arts of the sword, striking fear into the hearts of foes with swift and decisive blows. Even more so with a bloody dragon. Right, let's lock that in. And I think we're going to go down the Vanguard tree. So, prowess and attacker advantage will be very nice. More dread would also be kind of cool. Cavalry, probably not so useful. So let's go here. Friendly, fatal casualties minus 10%. That's where we're going to start. And of course, we are 25? I thought I was 20. Apparently, we're starting as 25. Right. Who is going to be my wife? I have a feeling we're going to need an alliance. Sif is a little bit too old. We have House Not over here. I don't think our choices are very good past that. She's 14, so it would be a betrothal, but we can marry in 2 years. They are over in the west, but they are kind of close to us. They are by the wall. So maybe they would be useful. Only levies, though. But I will need an alliance to help me take over Skagos. So let's go ahead and lock it in. Hopefully we can have many children in the future. And I can secure more dragons, more dragon riders, and all of that fun stuff. I can request a loan from the Iron Bank. Let's go ahead and turn this off. I will go through the decisions in a moment. Pay homage and petition lead. I'm going to turn that off as well. The least attention Benjen gives us, probably the better. I don't think he knows we have a dragon yet. I'm not going to host a grand tournament because we have no gold. I have no player heir. We're going to deal with that. And of course, don't use Suvion on War. Though powerful, it is not always wise to use every asset at your disposal. Whether for safety, pride, or some other reason, I can choose not to use my dragon in war. I think we need to, because we start with no men-at-arms. So I will be using Suvion in war, and hopefully we can also get some battle experience as well. So what's this? Conduct a terror campaign. As a rider of a great dragon, it is for me to decide how it is to be used in warfare. Though often their use has historically been restricted to enemy armies, there is nothing stopping me from using it to lay waste to my enemy's civilian population. You will begin a draconic terror campaign damaging all provinces around you when you are at war. Such wanton destruction will cause extreme anger in your enemies and more scrupulous allies both. Maybe we don't do this. If we ever have our own dance, though, that could be useful. Going all out. We can also become a dragonrider house. There are few things in this world more prestigious than being a dragonrider. Oft the threat of my beast is enough to bring my foes to their knees. A dragon has accepted me. The fiery blood runs through my veins. There is just one final step to take to make sure that my heirs will soar and dominate as I have. So House Wynter will get the dragon riding house. Though the most of the ancient dragon lords of Valyria were claimed by the Doom, this house continues their legacy and are known to tame and ride dragons. That would be very cool, but we do need 5 or more living members of our house being dragon riders, which we don't have eggs. No idea how to get eggs, and I think Suvion is rumored to be a male. That will confirm at some point, so I don't think Suvion's going to be laying any clutches of eggs. That's unfortunate. And then we got our normal decisions here. Right. Let's go ahead and turn on train for a tournament. We can develop the capital because we're diligent. I dream that Driftwood Hall will one day be the envy of every ruler under the sky. I must endeavor to be a champion who turns it into the jewel of the earth. All that is needed is for me to pull in some more work. Who needs to sleep anyway? We gain plus 0.2 development growth in our capital. Let's do it. 92 stress, but we have a few stress reduction events. One of those is to ride Suvion. It has been too long since Suvion and I simply rode together. I long to feel the wind rush over me and the freedom of the open sky. I lose some stress and may increase my bond with Suvion. We can do this once every 3 years, so let's go ahead and ride our dragon for the first time. Look at the animations. Oh, it's so cool. Suvion purrs with anticipation as I climb into his saddle. The connection with him is something I feel nowhere else, and with an unspoken command, we are airborne. Suvion roars in approval as I pull the reins back, driving him higher and higher. We climb as if poured upwards by the gods themselves, and then break into silence. The only sound is the wind rushing over wings. Up here above the clouds with the sun on my face, I am free. Free from duty, free from worry, and free from all earthly burdens. I feel that I know every dragon rider has felt. The keen desire to keep flying beyond the known world, endlessly chasing the horizon. So I can lose 10 stress and gain 2 experience towards Dragon Bond, or I can lose 5 stress and gain 10 experience to Dragon Bond. I'm going to go with this one. Lead the way, Suvion. Let us work and build on our trust. So if we go over here, as you can see, our Dragon Bond is already increasing, which is very, very nice. Is there anything else here? I think we can meditate at a werewood, and that should also help reduce our stress. So regardless of faith, few places in the world come close to matching the heart of the Godswood in terms of tranquility and otherworldly solitude. Perhaps I should visit the Heart Tree for some guidance. The tree's cool to me. Of course, I forgot to show you, but we are Old God Faith and Westerosi Valyrian, which will be one of our struggles because over here in Skagos, if I can zoom in, we have Skagosi culture and the Old Gods of Beyond the Wall faith. So that's something we're going to have to work on. I think, though, in terms of faith, we only consider each other as stray. So it's not the worst thing in the world. And we can work on cultural acceptance. Regardless of faith, few places in the world come close to matching the heart of a Godswood in terms of tranquility and otherworldly solitude. But there is no mere relaxing garden to stroll through. The old gods hold sway here. As I approach the Heart Tree, I desire nothing more than... Let's see. I can lose stress. I'm going to go with this one. I desire nothing more than to be calm. Did I lose a little bit of stress? I might have. There's also a sport trait chance I can become calm as well. I got Peace of the Werewolf, stress gain, minus 20%. We got Dynasty Born Orphan, and we got Diligent Planner. We already have so many buffs. And of course, House Wynter does have the Blood of Old Valyria as well. Right. Are we free to begin playing? We've been playing for 30 minutes. This is why I need to do 1-hour episodes for part 1s. We need accolades. Quite frankly, we can make 2 of them. Right. Before I do accolades, what I might do is check the council, and then we can invite a bunch of champions. My council is not looking very good at all, are they? I don't have a good seer, for example. So what I might do is if we go Let's see if I can find someone with good learning. Only 11. Is there any better options, possibly? They're all my courtiers. This is unfortunate. What about... Okay, I'll tell you what. If I go unmarried male, can you guys bring in new characters? So my Castellan, maybe? It's a little bit better. 14 learning, but it's the wrong faith, which is a little bit worrying. We need the old gods, I believe. Yeah, we might not have... In fact, yeah, you're not part of my court. Right, I'm going to invite Keller, and she's going to become my new seer. As for everything else... My maester can become my chancellor. You're a powerful vassal, but you already hate me anyway. It's not very good, though, is it? What about my master at arms? Also not very good. I might just have to recruit a few people. Let's go ahead and put you on advanced research first. Right. Unmarried females. Oh, but they can't bring anyone in, can they? I don't believe so. Oh, you can. What if I go... No, you're not going to bring anyone decent in, are you? I already have a good spy master. Let's see. Maybe I can bring in Kyle. He should give a little bit of stewardship at least. And we'll go ahead and unpause. Let's get those lads in first. And then we can work on anything. Another thing I want to do is rename Driftwood Hall. And I'm going to rename this Suvian Hall. I like it a lot. We're going to name the castle we just took after our great dragon. I think that's cool. I don't care what anyone says. To the perceptive Elric, I accept your marriage proposal. Okay, excellent news. Did my betrothal go through yet? I don't believe so. There it is. To the perceptive Elric, I gladly accept your betrothal proposition. You will be betrothed to my daughter, Mylene. This is excellent news, my friend. In 2 years, we shall formalize this betrothal. I just realized she is homosexual, so we might struggle for children. But we will get the alliance nonetheless, which is also nice. We need to build gold. We need to do everything. We're really starting from the ground up here. And I love those kind of playthroughs. You're going to train the commanders. You're going to protect trade. We're not going to convert the faith because it's only a strait. And if we were to do that, it's going to take a long-ass time. 71 years. We're going to need you to fabricate claims instead. Because I don't border any of these, I don't have my special dragon Casaspelli. I don't want you as my Castellan, quite frankly. As mean as that sounds. Right, Kyle, you're going to become my new steward. My new Castellan is going to become Gorm. He bloody hates me, but... I want the extra stewardship. I need to get this money as high as possible. You're my chancellor. Keller. Oh, I can have female courtiers. Counselors. Oh, I didn't realize. Okay. In that case, that changes things. We might be able to get ourselves actually a good master at arms. If we go here. Oh, okay. 10. 12. Elandra. We're going to get a lot of cultures and faiths here, apparently. But my character is not the most virtuous or religious, so I don't mind that. It's more about trying to undo the justice that is done upon the small folk. Whether we stay true to that goal, we'll have to see how the story develops. What am I doing here? I'm already getting lost. Elandra, you're going to become my new master at arms. You're going to train the commanders. You're giving me prestige because we really need that to begin with. You're going to disrupt schemes. I think the council's somewhat okay. You're terrible. Let's get you out of here. You're my castellan. You're my chancellor. Right, you're going to be my new admiral. Welcome. Welcome. Also, we can't sway because I'm already doing a personal scheme with Suvion. But I have a dragon and they don't. So what are they going to do? Absolutely nothing. I'm sure that won't come back to bite us. Right, female characters. Let's try and get... just try and get some high prowess characters in. In fact, let's marry you off. Just so they're having children. There we go. I think that's the best way of doing this. Dolph, you're going to marry off here. Also, I can feel a sneeze coming on. I think my hay fever's getting to me. I went out this morning. I know, rare. To go play chess. Of course, I'm just struggling for sport talk right now because I need to marry everyone off. We need more children in our court. more people to feed to Suvion to help her grow. Him. Hopefully we know the gender suit. Oh, I might as well just... yeah, there's only one candidate. Let's get Donowing, because he's not already in my court. Right. Let's get everyone into the court, and then we can make our accolades. I'm excited. 35 minutes. Bloody hell. To the perceptive Elric, I accept your marriage proposal. Your courtier Maro and my acquaintance Bernard will be joined in holy matrimony. Excellent news. I will not read through all of those. Oh, what's this? Bonding with Suvion. So this is one of the things... Oh, it's okay now. It lags a little bit, but there's a patch coming out for that. We have to remember this is kind of a beta. By the time it releases for you guys, small things like this should be ironed out. Though it is at times pleasant to forget it, to pretend that they can be as obedient as the beast's best hound, dragons are in the end still predators. My concerns have been mounting that Suvion is growing increasingly frustrated by the monotony of his captivity, and that it is straining our tenuous bond. Although I am sure it would be a poor substitute for the joy of a true hunt, I am considering releasing several pigs or sheep into his lair. While I have been working to break Suvion of his more violent tendencies, perhaps some live sport would be appreciated. It does cost a lot of gold, and there's still a chance that he will reject it and lower our success chance. So I think for now, there will be time enough for killing later. Keep to his diet. When we start going to war, he will have time for such things. Speaking of war, let's go ahead and replace our seer. Oh no, you have 11. That's fine. You're going to be my seer, and I need you to start fabricating on Vexdink. Sure, that's how you say that. It's going to take 3 years, so by the time it goes through, we should have saved a little bit of gold. Gold is going to be a problem, but we have a dragon. Right, we got this event again. We're not going to spend gold. So for now, we're just going to go never mind and trust that we can increase our bond by ourselves. Of course, we have the dragon riding events that we can do as well. Tensions have been escalating between me and Lord Bodger of Dragon Era. Okay, he's also in Skagos. We're fabricating against him even. House Crone. One day, as I am reviewing the latest maps and resource reports, and urgent messages arrive. It's from Lord Bodger, challenging me to a duel to settle the disputes once and for all. The message is laced with taunts and insults, making it clear that this is a matter of personal pride as much as it is about honor. I mean, I have 14 prowess, and he has 22. If I was to duel him, I think I would lose. But how can I back down from a challenge? I can't back down from this challenge. Prepare for the duel. My heart pounds in my chest as I stand on the training grounds, the clash of weapons and the cheers of onlookers fading into the background. The dispute between me and my rival commander, Lord Bodger of Dragon Era, has reached a boiling point. It is time to settle this once and for all, to prove my skills and defend my honor. You can still flee, you coward. Oh, he's gonna kick my ass, isn't he? The duel with Lord Bodger is an intense and grueling battle. Despite my offensive prowess, Lord Bodger proves to be a formidable opponent. We clash swords, each blow taking a toll on my strength and resolve. As the duel drags on, fatigue sets in and I make a critical mistake. Lord Bodger seizes the opportunity and lands a powerful strike, disarming me and sending me to the ground. The crowd falls silent as I lay defeated, my honor tarnished, and the disputed territory slipping from my grasp. This is not the end. I will get my vengeance. Let's see. We're not going to spend the gold. Dragons are for war, not feasts. It would not receive treats. I won't read all of these, because we're probably going to pick the option with no gold anyway. But you guys will have a chance to read those when you play. Bonding with Suvion visiting hours. Okay, we can read this one. After my last visit with Suvion, I was struck and dismayed by his seeming inability to distinguish between me and the attendants that bring his food, as if I, a lord of Suvion Isle, were no different from a servant. Although my duties as lord of Suvion Isle consume most of my days, it might be worthwhile to set aside more time to visit with Suvion. Maybe I should have named the island after my dragon. There is, however, risk to such an approach. Not only the obvious danger of spending more time in close proximity with such a vicious predator, but also the risk that Suvion could bristle at my over-eager, heavy-handed presence during the sensitive stage of our relationship. So there's only a positive here. 53% chance we gain scheme success chance. At 47% chance, nothing happens. So right now we're at 72%. Let's try it. There is no substitute for time well spent. I will visit the dragon. And it stayed at 72. Oh no, we got another pop-up. Okay. Much as my boyhood teachers shaped me into the man I am today, and in so doing earned my appreciation, so too have my efforts to be a more regular part of Suvion's care earned me a modicum of the dragon's respect. Whereas even a month ago, he would have treated me no different than any other of the porters that bring his meat in and soiled straw out. I think he now sees me in a better light. While still far from affectionate, Suvion watches me more closely, can discern my voice from those of my companions, and will even allow me to touch his neck during feedings. Day by day, I will earn his obedience. So now it's gone up to 87%. We are slowly bonding with our dragon, which is very important. So it's going to take us 3 years to declare. Also, I'm going to want to wait until I'm married and at least have one child before I start going to war, just in case we have any unfortunate accidents. Right, what's this one? Bonding with Suvion, looking skyward. I take my morning porridge outside of my balcony, where I behold a brilliant blue sky. With nary a cloud in sight, something in me knows that this is not a day to be spent idly inside my castle or on the streets of Suvion Isle. It is as if the old gods themselves made today for a singular purpose: flights. And yet I feel cautious. Suvion's last several flights have not gone well. Over the past few moon turns, he has on occasion chosen to selectively ignore those commands he finds inconvenient. Commands that are usually related to me trying to avoid falling to my death. That doesn't sound very good. Still, more riding time could both improve our rapport and Suvion's willingness to heed my commands, and it is such a magnificent day. I think, why not? To waste the day indoors would do neither of us any good. Let's take to the skies. And hopefully we can improve our bond. Yes, we have. We gain scheme power and more success chance. So that should be 100% success chance now. We just have to be patient and wait for the time. After a long day of training, I sit quietly with several of my knights at a table in a local inn. The smell of wine, the laughter, and the music all seem to indicate a good evening, until a man I have never seen before starts to flaunt his prowess, talking about his wild adventures and even boasting of knowing the late lord of these lands. Clearly, he doesn't recognize my face. I'll tell you all. I saved Lord from a giant beast with my own hands. He even offered the hand of his daughter, but I refused. Wait, I don't even have a daughter. Perhaps I could teach him a lesson. This man thinks he's my friend and is trying to use my newly acquired power to boost his own status. I'm going to teach him a lesson. As I walk toward the bar to get another drink, the drunk fool stumbles onto me and angrily says, "Do you know who I am? I can ask my friend Lord Elric to teach you a lesson." As the people around look up at me, the room fell silent. Clearly, he's not in the right state of mind to call out anyone. I am vengeful, so I should not let this pass. I could lock him away. He's got 16 prowess. Or I can order him to be beaten. I'm going to order him to be beaten. Let's make an example out of him. I will not allow such claims and lies and deceit whilst I rule here. What's this? Okay, we don't have very good chances here. We're not going to do anything like that. We already have a good success chance anyway. We do need accolades, so let's go back to this. Dala, what can you offer? Contender? Valiant is good. Army damage. I might lock this one in. And we can also get army toughness. Sure, let's go ahead and lock this in. By the way, guys, I will allow character name suggestions. So leave a name for a son and a daughter. Give me the education focus. And only one at a time, please. So one son name, one daughter name. I'll put them on the list. Once I have used your name suggestion in a video, then you can comment a new one. Also, accolade names as well will be needed. For now, though, because you're based on army damage, I'm going to call you the First Sword of Elric, the founder of House Wynter, our great dynasty. We're going to need another accolade as well. I'll change the name if you guys give me some cool suggestions. Mara, Disciplinarian, a Marauder. I don't think so. What about Cole? A Charmer and a Thug. I would love to get Defensive, but on the second one as well. That would be cool. What about Gorm? Yeah, he's not standing out. Archer, possibly? Oh, we could get archers. They cost 110 gold to make, though. I mean, it's going to be a long time before we get any. But maybe they could be our speciality. Let's remember Elric here. We can come back. Oh, in fact, we only have one more to check. Disciplinarian, Scoundrel, or Pike Captain. I think out of the two, I'm going to go for Archers. So let's go ahead and lock this in. I can't create it. This character doesn't serve as a champion. Well, now they do. Let's go ahead and do that. And do you know what? I'm going to call them like the first... The first bolt? No, the ice bolt. I don't like it. It's a bit too simple. Maybe a little bit cringe. But you guys always give me good accolade names. So I shall replace it once this video goes live and I get to read all of your comments. We actually need to find a successor. So let's go ahead and search for one of those. And whilst we're spending prestige, let's go to limited crown authority. Because if I wanted to, I could go ahead and take this second castle. Which I think I'm going to do. Let us revoke this. He's not going to like me for that. But we can get a little bit of more gold. It's 0.2. It's going to be useful. The ice bolt needs a worthy successor. We can work on that. Don't you worry, lads. How old are you now? 14. You were born in the first moon. Right, so one more year and then we can marry, which would be nice. Captain has improved, which is good. We've got plague spreading as well, but not in our lands. Through muttered whispers and the declaration of a note carried by Raven's rings comes the uncomfortable news that Laenor has claimed the dragon's sea smoke. So Laenor of House Valerian. So, of course, we have Corlys, the sea snake, and we have Rhaenys here as well. We'll take a look at all the main characters at the end, actually, because they look cool. As Laenor now commands one of the few mighty beasts in the known world, some fear the sight of a new set of wings above the clouds. But it is yet to be seen what he will do with his newfound power. And Sea Smoke is a lot younger than Suvion, actually, but looks similar. Let us hope he is not consumed by ambition. Let's go ahead and take a look at the main characters now. We're all the way up here. Whereas all the action is kind of happening down in the stepstones at the moment. So we have Viserys here. We do have Rhaenyra. She's currently 10 in this. If we look at her relationships, she does have Syrax, but also has a crush on Daemon and Kristen. We kind of know how that goes. If we go down here, there's Daemon Targaryen, still married to Lady Rhea, of course. The Bronze Bitch is her nickname. What am I doing? We need to go further north. There we go. So we got Corlys as well, the sea snake. We got Laenor, we got Laena as well. Who's over here? Oh, Rhaenyra has Dragonstone. So it's very cool stuff. All the main characters are down here. I think the sea snake is still alive as well. Has he already passed on? Did I hover him? Prendos Draha? Where is he? If I open this, I think he's already been killed. Let's open the dynasty tree. Was it this guy? Yeah, the crab feeder has already died. He was incinerated by Caraxes. Oh. So the stepstones, I think they're still fighting though, right? Yeah, the Daemon is still fighting, but they're going to be using their dragons. We will probably see dragon warfare of our own in the next episode. We just need to patiently wait for the marriages and whatnot. You guys know me. I love a good old slow burn. Maybe we can play as Daemon in future, but I really want to take my time. Let Suvion grow our bond, increase our training, slowly take Skagos, the islands here, and then who knows, maybe we take the north. Maybe we go north of the wall, if our dragon dares go to such lands. These are all things we'll have to do. The loyalist faction has now been made against Benjamin. We won't join that. You can now serve as an accolade successor. So let's go ahead and lock that one in. Thank you very much. I can force you to serve. What I should also do is just do this to update the knights list. Our captains are kind of okay. They're kind of okay. Should we go to speed 5? I think it's about time we go to speed 5. We have been playing for 50 minutes now. And I think We've just about set everything up and beginning our grand story. None can stand long without a strong army. As I watch both my men-at-arms and my knights, I see areas of improvements to both, but my time is limited. Should I devote my efforts to the training of our knights, refining their combat skills, or is it wiser to focus on bolstering the strength and cohesion of my entire army so that they are well prepared? I think because the way dragons work, they improve combat advantage, which actually buffs the army and champions, knights. So I don't actually know. Both need improve. Oh, I can pick this though. Trained army and knights. We get captain effectiveness and army damage. Let's pick this one. The weeks of training, socialization, and familiarization that I've spent with Suvion have finally started to bear fruit. Whether soaring above Suvion Isle or relaxing in his lair, Suvion and I are increasingly at ease with each other. Each day we operate less and less as a mere team of rider and mount, and more as genuine companions bound by real ties of trust and affection. Perhaps no one can even truly know the heart of a dragon, but I feel as though I know this one's soul. Together, we will write the legend of Elric and Suvion. We gained 12 trait experience, and we're going to make another attempt with a 100% success chance because we still haven't maxed this out. We're getting close to tier 1 though, which will give us some diplomacy, which is very nice. We are improving. I can already declare wars on the warden. I think these guys are wildlings as well. So if we wanted to, we could declare war there. I think we will leave the wildlings alone for now. Let's go for Skagos first. And then I would like to take my birthplace to Seal Shore. You know, kind of hopefully end the poverty and the hard times for the small folk like myself. And bring them to a higher status. And I can finally marry my wife, Mylene. Let us go and send a proposal to the perceptive Elric. I gladly accept your marriage proposal. You'll be joined with my daughter Mylene in holy matrimony. May you find strength and support in your union. This is excellent news, my friend. Hopefully you ascend your forces when I fly west to take more of Skagos. As you can see, if you have a dragon in your army, it will have an orange outline as well, so you can easily see here. In fact, I can show you something. Let's pause a minute. We'll deal with this, and then I can show you something extra. There's so much to go on. Because I have early access, I kind of want to show you guys the features as well, rather than just... I'm still getting immersed in my story, but instead of just focusing on my story, I want to show you as much as possible too. Today is a chilly but otherwise nice day. I've taken a few hours to myself to walk around some of the smaller settlements near my keep, taking in nature and simply enjoying the nice day. As I am walking, I come upon a frozen pond and see some small folk wondrously skating around on the ice. Their movements are all over the place. Many fall onto the ice, but some are gliding beautifully. Ah, what a pretty sight. I could join them. Sure, I think I would join them. Let us mix with the small folk. So as I was saying, if we go down, I think Damon should still be at war. Oh, he's not. Oh, he is. So if we click on this wall, as you can see soldiers here, it will show you how many dragons are in the battle. I don't think you can see which dragons are in the battle, but you can take a guess. So in order for them to join, they have to be serving as captains. Oh, at knights, but it only says 42. But you can take a guess which dragons are joining by probably looking at the character list and seeing who rides them. So for example, Suvion is Lord Elric's dragon. If I went to someone like Seasmoke, here we go. Laenor Valerian's dragon. So you could probably guess whether Laenor would be in that war or not. Of course he isn't. So yeah, I think I'm understanding that right. Though up till now, I and the rest of the world have been assuming that Suvion was a male dragon, I am now sensing through our bond that this has been confirmed. Suvion is indeed a male. This puts to rest the questions of Suvion's gender once and for all. This is good to know, although that means Suvion will likely not lay any eggs, so getting more dragons is going to be difficult. Very difficult. I'm also hoping that my children can bond with Suvion, because we don't have a dragon pit or anything. So when I die, Suvion might fly off. This is all stuff we're gonna have to find out. The sun hung low in the sky as I entered the training ground, ready for another day of honing my skills. Among the eager recruits was a young soldier, a face I hadn't seen before. Stepping onto the field, seemingly just another trainee, eager to test his mettle. Our blades clashed, and at first it seems like a routine practice duel. However, As Vidorla progressed, it became more evident that something was amiss. His strikes transformed from feeble attempts to wild and unrelenting attacks far beyond what was expected in a training bout. The crowd fell silent, sensing the intensity of the battle. With every ounce of skill and experience, I fought to disarm him, realizing that this had turned into a life and death struggle. Finally, his sword hit the ground, and the crowd erupted into hushed whispers. Even though he is delicate, he is a very strong man, and he is Westerosi Valyrian. He is Westerosi Valyrian. I am vengeful, however, but I do need strong fighters. I will question him first and find out what his ambitions were. It doesn't take long to get the truth out of the young soldier. A few days ago, the young man enrolled to become a soldier and get close to me, waiting for the right time to take revenge. Tasman explained his story, blaming his recent misfortune on me, eyes filled with hate. While very young, there is cause for execution, at the very least imprisonment. It doesn't seem as if he would let the matter go if left unchecked. He did try to murder me, and for that, I must execute him. I cannot be seen as weak. By the way, guys, if I imprisoned him, I could have done a dragon execution, which I don't have music on because I add music in afterwards. But if you have the music on, there are dragon sound effects when executing and sieging and stuff. It's so bloody cool. Right, we got another perk. Levy size plus 10%. That's going to be useful. So let's go ahead and get that. And I think that is where we're going to wrap things up for part 1. So we did spend a lot of time reading and selling everything up. But in part 2, hopefully we can have a child or 2. And how long is left on the claim? Not too long, right? Another 6 months on the claim. So we will have our first taste of war as well. But guys, if you're liking the video, please press the like, bless the algorithm, so to say. And of course, don't forget to get your name suggestions in for children and also accolades. Of course, channel members will get priority when it comes to names. But guys, thank you for watching. Dragons are finally here. I will see you next time.